Hey, folks, welcome to the Great Metal Debate Podcast. Tonight we have a special event for you. We have an interview with one Mr. Vincent Harnois of the Canadian metal band Karkaos. Vincent talks about various and sundry things related to the band and the new album, Empire. It's a great interview, so if you'll give a listen, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.
I'm so excited to be joined today by Skype by Vincent Harnois, guitarist for the Montreal-based metal band Karkaos. Vincent, thank you so much for joining us today on the Great Metal Debate Podcast.
Well, that's my pleasure, so thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you, sir. Let's start, if you would tell our listeners a little bit about how you got here to be on this interview, a little bit about your personal background and how you became a musician.
Yeah, of course. Well, basically, as you said, I'm playing guitar in a band called Karkaos, which, it's a band I started in 2003, so I was in high school and I just started playing some guitar. I learned a few chords and then I decided to play some music with that. So I started with a few friends of mine to play some music, and as I grew older, I slowly shifted my focus from hockey and school and stuff like that towards the music, because I was really getting into it and really loving it. And at that time I was getting into heavier bands like Trivium, Machine Head, and Lamb of God and stuff like that. So when I really realized that music was something I really wanted to do, then the band started to grow faster and bigger, and we eventually got members that were, I guess, a little more professional and really wanted to make music. Because at first it was a high school band, so it was mostly friends, and we were just making some music to have some fun. But as it grew, we used to be called Sinister Vengeance. So when we got better and more professional, I guess we changed our name to Karkaos, and that's pretty much the moment. Like a few months later, we got Veronica in the band, and that's pretty much what set the pace and really changed the band and made it what it is. Because I've been playing music for over 10 years, and I'm only 21. Just I guess I always loved it, and now we released a few like a little EP back in 2009, and we just released the new album called Empire, which just got out, and I guess it's going places because I'm talking to you right now, and you're from Kentucky, so that's really cool.
That's correct. Yes, it is very cool. Tell me a little bit more. You mentioned Trivium and Lamb of God and some of those early influences. What bands influenced you, both as far as your conception of Karkaos as a band, what you wanted to become, as well as yourself as a musician and guitarist?
Yeah. Well, at first I was, because I grew, like when I was in early high school, I was still into rap music and like Eminem and stuff like that. I was trying to look like a gangster or something, but somewhere along the way I just realized that I was white or whatever. So I just started getting into metal and heavier stuff. I started with Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park, and then it grew into System of a Down, and then it grew into Metallica and Trivium and stuff like that. Then when I discovered bands like In Flames, Children of Bodom, I guess Amon Amarth, which was a little later on, but really I guess it's Scandinavian bands like from Sweden and Norwegian and everything like that's pretty much what changed my whole perception of melodic music. Because I pretty much started with Trivium, which at first I really didn't like, but then it grew on me, and then from Trivium I went to In Flames and more of those classic metal bands from Europe, which we don't get that much in North America, well, not that often. So basically In Flames is one of my favorite bands, and it's one of my bands that really shifted my focus, because at first I was really into thrash metal. Sinister Vengeance was for a while old school thrash metal band. We used to cover some Anthrax, which I'm a huge fan of. Scott Ian is one of my main influences. That's really a huge influence on me. So we started off as a thrash metal band. I used to sing in a band, and as we grew older and as the music changed, I got into more melodic music, and then I really wanted to do my own version of Scott Ian and just jump around and be crazy on stage. Yeah, definitely huge thrash metal influences. I'm a huge Anthrax fan. It's probably my best and favorite band of the big four. But yeah, I mean, Chino Bottom was a really different thing. It really got me into more technical playing, I guess. And more recently, I've been really into technical death metal, like bands like The Faceless, stuff like that. I'm a huge fan of Planetary Duality from The Faceless. They're not the last album, the one previously to that. And yeah, it's really something that influences me through time, and I really look forward to push influences towards that.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow. So you mentioned the new album Empire. Let's back up a little before that. Karkaos released their EP In Burning Skies back in 2011. Tell me a little bit about what's happened between that point and now this new release.
Wow, a whole lot, to be honest. The whole band changed a lot. When we released In Burning Skies, when we were in the studio, we just had got Norm, our drummer, which is still a current drummer, but he just had got in the band, and the way we got him is that we were basically a bunch of kids. We were 17 when we did In Burning Skies, and we were the same bunch of kids from high school, and basically Norm, which was a little older than us, he's got his job and everything. He used to be in a punk band back in the 90s, and when we started doing In Burning Skies, we sent him some rock mixes, and he was really I guess impressed that this kind of music was coming from 17-year-olds. And
sure.
That's pretty much the same thing that happened with Veronica, because at first she was only going to be performing with us for a few shows, because she was a little older than us, and she had more background, more experience, and I was like, all right, Veronica, I don't want to play guitar anymore. We've got a few shows coming up. Do you want to help us out and just bear with us for a while, just do a couple of gigs, just so I don't have to sing? And she did so, and it turned out that she stayed with the band, and she was impressed with what we were doing, and I guess the level of the songs that we were sending to her. And yeah, basically since In Burning Skies, we really shifted from the high school band trying to do the best music as we could to the more professional band, because from the lineup that was playing on In Burning Skies, there's only me, Veronica, and Norm, the drummer, that are still there, because we changed our new. We've got a new keyboard player since then called Sebastien. We got a new bass player last year, which is called he's called Eddie Levitsky, a really awesome bass player who I'm really proud to be playing with. And then just recently, last summer, we got Samuel Pelletier, which is a lead guitar player. He's an awesome guy. He went to study in LA. He's playing pretty much anything you can think of guitar-wise. He's amazing. And yeah, since In Burning Skies, I guess we kept the level of well, the songs are, I guess, still as good, but we just got better at well, instrumentally we got better, because we have better musicians, and I guess yeah, it's getting way better. We shifted from a high school band to a more professional band, I'd say.
Sure. Yeah. Sounds like a strong lineup. Tell me a little bit, if you would, about, I take it you were doing the vocals for the band before Veronica came on board?
Exactly, yes.
So, are Veronica's vocals in the same style, or did her vocal approach change the band at all?
Oh, it totally changed. It was night and day. I was more of I'd say Alexi Laiho kind of vocals. I was really into high screamings. Like as I said, like I was really into In Flames. Well, older In Flames at the time. Still there, Robert?
I'm still here. You got a little distant there.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing on my computer. So.
Yeah.
I
can still hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, I was really into older Swedish metal bands like In Flames. So my screams were really higher, and I was only 17, maybe 18 when I stopped doing vocals. So Veronica has such an amazing range of vocals. It's crazy. So obviously when she got in the band, she was doing all those kinds of screams, high screams, like some things that I didn't hear anywhere else. So when we got the range that she had, and slowly, well, at first she was only doing screams and everything and growls, and then she eventually told us, well, you know, guys, I could do clean vocals, and that could be something that could be really nice with the band. And then she slowly started to bring that towards the band. But I mean, I've got a pretty decent voice, but I'm more like a lower voice than her. So I guess Karkaos without her vocals would be something totally different. And I think Karkaos without Veronica is not the same band at all. So yeah, definitely my vocals were decent, but she's amazing. So anybody that's saying that the opposite is just crazy. She's got such an amazing range that you cannot go past it. She's amazing. So I'm really happy to have her, and she's a way better vocalist than I am and will ever be. So definitely she changed the band. 100%.
Well, yeah, and I tell you what, I just got the new album Empire about 10 days ago in my mailbox, and was really excited to open up that envelope and put it in my CD player. So tell me a little bit about that album from your perspective. What led up as far as the creation of this album that I was just listening to minutes ago?
Well, that album actually, wow, it was it was crazy. It was really crazy because I remember last year, because the album has been taped and done for basically a year. Just that we really took our time to manage everything properly and set up everything for the video. Because I don't know if you've seen the video from Depths of Madness. If
yes.
Someone that hasn't listened to it, hasn't listened to us, then go check it out. That's probably the best way to see who we are. But yeah, we really took our time. But back in December of last year, in 2012, it was really crazy because we previously had talked to the studio guy, which is Jeff Fortin, the guy who's the engineer and basically the sound engineer from the Badass Studio. And we had mentioned that we wanted to record with him eventually, and we just threw a date in the air. We said, well, something along the lines of April, but we didn't really keep thinking about it. So when we got to in December, his drummer, Sami, one of his friends, who's also a friend of mine, he told me, well, you know guys, Jeff really booked you guys for April. So we just realized that we were in deep trouble because we only had 3 or 4 songs, which were we had Eden, and we had I think Leap of Faith, which has been there for a little while, and we were almost done with The Condemned, but we didn't play it with the full band and everything. So we just freaked out, and I said, I told the band, everyone was saying we cannot do it, that's crazy. Veronica was a little more positive. She was like, all right, well, if we have to do it, we'll do it. Same thing with Norm. Pretty much the people who were not with the band anymore were having a different opinion of whether we could do it or not. But in a month and a half, I really pushed the songwriting. I wrote Echoes of Perpetuity in a few days. I wrote Blood, Sweat, and Tears also in a few days. It was really crazy. And I had a few ideas. We chose to bring back A Winning Clockcaster, which we wanted to do with, I guess, a little better recording. And the really craziest thing is that Fallen Empire, which is a song that I wrote with Eddie, our new bass player, because he just joined the band maybe 2 or 3 weeks before prior to the recordings. The day before we entered the studio to start tracking the drums, I was at his place, and we started writing the song. We started writing Fallen Empire a day before entering the studio, and we finished tracking and writing the song at 9 p.m. And then at 9 a.m. the next morning, I was doing the what we call shit tracks to the shit tracks to record the drums. So it was really a crazy process, but I'm really excited about how it turned out because it's probably the most different song of the album, one of the darkest one, and the most heaviest songs. And I think that's probably due to the fact that we did it so like last minute and so like was so visceral, I guess, and it was having a little part of Eddie in there. So it was it was a really crazy recording process.
Well, again, I've only had the album about 10 days, so I haven't had that many listens to it, but I'm very impressed with it.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the single that you did the video for, Depths of Madness,
yeah.
and we've seen that you created another live video of your performance of Leap of Faith recently. I mean, what do you think about doing those videos? Is that something that you enjoy being a part of?
Oh, of course, I love it. It's definitely something that really makes you proud because when you grow up, you check all these videos from all these bands. I used to grow up listening to all those bands from Roadrunner Records and Century Media, Metal Blade, which all had those crazy, awesome videos. You see those and you really want to bang your head and smash stuff. Then realizing that your own band has a video that's, I'd say I could proudly say that I think this video is up to par with most of nowadays professional videos. So thinking back and looking back on what you've done and really seeing that the new video is this cool and this amazing, it really feels pretty awesome.
That's great. And do you all have any plans for any other videos, either live or concept?
Yeah, of course we do. Actually, you mentioned the video from Leap of Faith. That's not a video that we've done. That's actually a friend of ours that was at the show. Had a few small cameras that he just planted everywhere around the stage, and he did that just like free of charge, just for us, because he's a good friend of our keyboard player, and he's an awesome dude. Just check out his page, by the way. It's Monstrous Metal Mayhem. He's a guy called Miguel. He's super cool and he does amazing live shots. As I said, he did that just like that, without even asking us. And to be honest, the result is really amazing. It really captures the vibe of that album release show.
It absolutely did. I really enjoy that video. It's really well done. It seems to capture kind of the vibe of the band both on stage and off, and it seems like you guys have a real solid rapport. I see you with mugs of beer beforehand. So tell me a little bit about how you all get along as a band, and maybe if in the creation of this album Empire, whether you've ever kind of butted heads as far as creative ideas.
Oh wow, well, I guess the vibe towards the band is something really different. Like me and Veronica, we go a while back. She's a friend. Well, I was basically a kid. I was 16-year-old, and we went to I skipped school and I went to a Gojira show because they used to be my favorite band. Well, they're still one of my favorite bands. But that day I told my mom a few weeks in advance, Gojira is going to be in town. I am not going to school. You are not going to change anything about it. So I just went to the concert in Montreal because I used to live a little further away. So I took the train to go to Montreal and see the show. So I was one of the first in lines, and it turned out that there was one girl that was there before me, which she's called Annalie. She's a really nice girl. She just recently moved to Sweden, but Annalie was there, and I guess we just started talking, and we were like, okay, well, you're as crazy as a fan as I am, so let's hang out for a while. And Veronica just came along. She was one of her friends, and I guess that if I hadn't skipped school, I wouldn't have met Veronica. And we just went to the concert. We started hanging out, and then I went to travel for a while. And then when we came back, we talked about her doing a couple of shows with us. But basically, she's like a big sister for me. I lived with her for a few months this summer, and well, the whole chemistry with the band really changed as most of the members changed. But it's really, really friendly. And Eddie's an awesome guy. Sam is super cool, super nice. Even Seb, the new keyboard player, is the coolest guy and the nicest guy you'll ever know. I helped him build his house and everything. And He's the most generous and awesome guy there is. Norm is like the best like businessman. He's he takes care of most of the finances and everything from the band. So we really like take our strength and our weaknesses and really take everything that we have to do and really split the job between all the members. And to be honest, like we do like to party and stuff like that, but we never really partied with the whole band and everything, which is something I look forward to do because we never got to do it. But yeah, the chemistry within the band is really good. It's really something particular and something that has built up towards with years and everything. But yeah, I guess just a bunch of friends which happen to be professional musicians, so that's really cool. We don't have any assholes in the band, which I wouldn't say was the case beforehand, but sometimes you just work with people and it doesn't work. But nowadays it's not really a thing. Like me and Veronica, we have really strong feelings towards the band and really strong attachment. So sometimes we do butt heads, but in the end, she's like my big sister. I'm her little brother, so we always like end up forgetting about it and just like hugging and taking care of each other. So yeah, the chemistry with the band is really nice right now. It feels pretty good. It feels at home.
That's great. Yeah. And I knew that Norm was the businessman because I noticed that my CD was shipped by him.
Yeah.
So he's obviously the guy who takes care of those important details.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. Without him, we couldn't do much. He's like because we're all independent, so we don't have a label, we don't have any management or anything. So whenever we get a request for let's say our Bandcamp or our Big Cartel, which is where you buy our merch. By the way, if you want to buy some merch, just go on Big Cartel, Karkaos.com. And whenever someone orders something from Big Cartel, they we receive the order from an email that mentions that we got a payment or whatever, and then from them and then on, Norm takes whatever or the order is. He puts it in an envelope. We have a business account with the Canada Post Office, and he ships it like wherever it is in the world. Like the album has shipped in Turkey, in Russia, in Japan, in Australia a few times, in the United States, Netherlands, and I mean we do all of this on our own. So having Norm, which is, takes his time and does all of that, it's crazy. It feels really good to have someone with such passion and such patience, I guess, because I mean we don't always get like 20 orders in a day. We just maybe sometimes we get like one or two like in a few days. So maybe he'll have to go to the post office like 2 or 3 times in a week, but he does that. So he's crazy and he's awesome. So yeah, it feels really good to have someone that's so good with finances and business. And then as I said, we really do things with our forces. So I'm more of a songwriter. Veronica is a really good spokesperson, I guess. She's better than me, I will say. But
you're doing fine though. You've been a good spokesperson.
Well, thank you. But yeah, we all do our part, and that's what makes Karkaos, because we're all independent, and I guess that the record label that's going to want us on their roster is going to have to really show us that we need them, because we're doing really fine, and the more we think about it, the more we're doing good on our own, and the more it brings pride to us because we're doing so good.
Sure.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that, about kind of what the plans are going forward for Karkaos.
Yeah, of course. We just released the album maybe a month ago or a few weeks. Well, it's not that far away actually. It's maybe 2 weeks ago. From then on, we don't have a lot of shows planned up. We just plan to push the business aspect of the band, really make sure everything is up to plan, and we are planning, because I did forget to mention, because we asked about the videos and everything, if we had anything planned up. We do have another video coming up. We're going to start working towards that in a few, probably a few days, few weeks, and it's probably going to be really, really awesome. We're going with the same guy, Nathaniel, who did the first video for Depths of Madness, so expect the same quality, the same awesomeness. And yes, there's going to be the other video, We have a show. It's kind of a battle of the bands, but not really at the same time, to play the Heavy NTL, which is the huge metal festival in Montreal, which is, well, this year they have Metallica, they have like such an awesome lineup and really diverse. So playing on that stage that weekend with, well, knowing that Metallica is going to play on the same festival, well, I think we have pretty decent chances, and that would really help the band, because that would have us play in front of a huge audience, which we don't have the chance to do much. But I guess, well, we're not the happiest band, so if we play on a stage like that, I guess there's a lot of people that are gonna enjoy it, and if people don't, then well, that's okay. But just playing on that stage should help us so much. And yeah, well, whenever we get the chance to play a show, that's always awesome. And yeah, we have a few shows lined up, but for now it's really quiet. We're really taking care of the business plan and really trying to put the Karkaos on the map more like in a worldwide way, I'd say, more than a local way, because we already have a pretty decent name up there in Montreal, and I guess we'll try to play as much as possible outside of Montreal. So try maybe to play in yeah, more Ontario. We'd like to really go in the States eventually, but that's something a little more complicated. But I really hope we do end up doing this, and maybe even tour Canada. We have a few friends that would really love to go visit sometime. So we're really planning to go huge and go bad on that show. Like, we're really gonna set up like a huge stage setup. We just got a huge banner of the album cover done. So, and we have all those crazy ideas. Me and Veronica, we're just throwing ideas at us, like just like what is the craziest thing that we can bring on stage, because we already have a really, really, really big punk attitude on stage. We run a lot, we go crazy. I hurt myself. Like, I mean, if I'm not sweaty and like bloody or whatever at the end of the show, it's not a good show. So thinking about that, we don't want to just put a really fancy facade, but we really want to like take the show to another level while having a really nice background. And like we want people to come at the show and see that it is Karkaos playing, not like this band or this band, which whatever it's going to be. Like, I don't know, they're probably going to be, I'm sorry, really, really amazing bands, but we really want to have our stage presence, like really bring it to our own signature, I'd say.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Vincent, we're coming to the end of our interview. If you would, for folks who maybe have stumbled onto the Great Metal Debate podcast and are listening to this, maybe they haven't even heard of Karkaos, in a few statements, tell them why they should check out this band and why you guys are different and worth checking out and purchasing that album.
Well, I think Karkaos right now is, I'd say, like a refreshing start from melodic death metal. I think melodic death metal has its classic, I guess, like In Flames, Children of Bottom, bands like that. I'm on a Mark. But we somewhat fit along those lines, but we have our own song. Like, we take so much from so many genres of music. So if you're someone that loves music, like love metalcore, loves deathcore, loves death metal and power metal also, you're probably gonna love the album, because there's so much of everything in there. But it's not like over bearing. I guess it's not something that we really well, we try to make it as natural as it sounds. But yeah, well, if you like melodic music, if you're a big like Iron Maiden fan, Metallica, something that's really catchy and really cool, fast and nice and new, check out Karkaos, that's for sure. I guess I don't think you've heard of a vocalist like Veronica, and I surely hope that you haven't heard a song exactly like ours anywhere else. And I do think we have our signature sound, and I do think it's going to grow. The next album is going to be something totally different, as Empires really is different from In Burning Skies, but it's always going to be Karkaos. So, yeah, someone that wants something a little refreshing and still really metal, something really heavy, check us out. That's I think you'll like it.
Well, I would echo that as someone who, just caught your EP online and then had purchased this new album, Empire, which, again, just 10 days into it, I'm really impressed. I would echo all those things. Definitely check out Karkaos, a great young band that has a bright future in front of them. Vincent, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to come talk with us on the Great Metal Debate podcast. It's been really great to talk with you.
All right, well, thank you for having me. It's really cool to see that my music, all of our music from Karkaos has come down to Kentucky, so that's really feels pretty good, pretty damn good. And thank you for having me, and thank you to everyone that is going to be listening to that. Keep on doing what you're doing, Rob. That's really cool. I really enjoyed the interview you've done with Veronica, and I really look forward to talking to you again, maybe about the next album. So let me know whenever you want to talk a little bit, and I'll figure it out. So I'll be happy to do so.